don't mind, I know it's a lot to ask, but if you don't mind standing and reporting just so that everyone can see you and hear you, and also we're actually recording it, so we want to make sure that we get everyone heard. So let's start with, I like to start in the back. So if I could start back here with the very last group in the back. So if you could give us some of the leadership qualities that you feel like young girls learn through playing organized sports and some of the things that you guys discussed.
Do you want me to stand right here where I'm at?
You can, that's fine. Or if you want to come up front, we can do that. That's up to you. Come on.
That's my girl.
I like it. I love it. I love it. Confidence is awesome.
We kind of discussed with my group of the kind of sports that we each played, and I had one of the ladies who played lacrosse, basketball, soccer. I'm a dancer myself, and I'm also an equestrian horseback rider. And so we kind of jotted down some things that would kind of take. And so one of them is posture. It teaches you to have a good posture and a good form, so you can kind of, when you talk in front of public speakings like this, you can kind of have a good way of presenting yourself. Also, supportiveness. Being in a team sport teaches you to work with other people. People are depending on you, you're depending on others, so it teaches you to be real supportive. Teamwork is another thing with that, going into that. Dedication. I know being in high school, and actually another girl in my group, we're both in high school, and then our other ladies in college. And so it teaches you, dedicating. It takes a lot of time and effort playing a team sport. So it teaches you, you need to be dedicated, and also dealing with your schoolwork. And I know in some places, when you're practicing every day after school. And so that can be a lot of time managing, as well as balancing, multitasking, like I said before, multitasking your homework so you can maintain those good grades and your good teamwork, sports. Being comfortable in your skin. As a woman, in a lot of things I do, I'm a soloist, so I do it on my own, and it teaches me to be confident when I'm in front of other people. When I'm dancing, everybody's looking at me, or when I'm riding a horse, everyone's looking at me, so it teaches me to be comfortable in who I am, and so I can, so others can see that, and so it makes us look good, and as well as being a team sport. Hard work and having a voice. We talked about the things it would take, and then we talked about the role that you get in a lot of leadership roles, and like the ones that we've seen here today. And so having a voice, the population in North Carolina, a lot of women, but we hold a lot of political people or a lot of men. And so how can we kind of make sure that our women have that voice and make sure our women are spoken and heard? Thank you. Thank you.
And what is your name?
My name is Raven Stanley.
Raven Stanley. All right. Thank you. All right. So if we can have the group on the other side in the back, if you guys can report out.
I was a note taker and a speaker here.
Oh, you did it all. And what's your name? We'll start with names first.
Yes, I am Adrienne Bowens. Good morning, ladies. How are you? So we discussed a few different things.
Okay.
We have a young lady, Ayana, who's currently in school. She's playing soccer, golf, basketball, tennis, a few other things. She's very active. Sportsmanship. Being able to be considerate and respectful of others. Team building. Adversity, working with people from different backgrounds and different cultures and ethnicities. Acceptance of losing. Being a good loser. You can't always win. Everyone's not going to always win, which is a very good point that we pointed out as well. Being able to strategize and be analytical. Thinking of different ways, different places to work together as a team. Always having a positive attitude is very important, no matter if you, of course, again, win or lose is very important. Delegating to other people, how you're going to do the play, who's going to be in what position, what field, and also in the workforce as well can be translated. We did effective communication. It's very important to clearly address and voice how you're feeling, how to work together and work with others. Camaraderie, building relationships. Strength and physical well-being are also some things to be addressed.
All right.
Oh,
That's
the
great.
last one was assertiveness. You have to be assertive.
That's a great
Not
one.
aggressive, but assertive.
Okay.
The men get confused when women are assertive versus aggressive.
Thank you.
That was it.
That was great. And I caught a couple more, because I know you're writing fast,
Yes.
having to write so fast, but analytical. And then I think you said it teaches you camaraderie.
Yes.
Yeah. those are the other two I wanted to make sure we put on there. All right. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, if I can have this group go. Thank you. And if you could just give us a couple, maybe not all of them, especially if you know that they've already been mentioned, if you just give us the ones that you know have not been mentioned already.
Hi, I'm Mason McSpears, and within my group, I was the only one that actually did a sport. So, in gymnastics, in which I do, it's really commitment and perseverance, because there are a lot of hardships that you can take, like injuries, and maybe not getting the skill as fast as you thought you could. So you really have to persevere through things like that. We also talk about competition, not only like proving to others that you can accomplish things, but also to yourself, that you know how to, get through things and like develop those certain skills in life. So, and the rest was, accept criticism, because people are going to judge you, but you have to get through that. See it as corrective criticism, make yourself a better person, and
Okay, great, thank you. All right, and then if I could have Dr. Hilton, your group go. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Emily. I'm from Raleigh Charter High School. A lot of our things were already said, but some things that we all said is trusting your teammates, knowing your teammates' strengths and weaknesses, and also knowing the limitations in yourself and the strengths of yourself. And that way you can better judge everyone else. You guys can work together a lot better. Because being a good leader is not just about thinking you are really great and knowing all your strengths, but knowing where you need to improve as well. We also said if you're a leader or captain, it teaches you patience. You're a liaison to your elders and to the officials, so you can communicate with other people as well. You show strength, you're a role model, and you can make tough decisions, because sometimes you have to make tough decisions when you're a leader, and that may not always be the right decision, but you must make them. And also attitude, I think they already touched on this. Attitude, both winning and losing. You need to be gracious in success and know when you've lost and accept it, and think about that and reflect upon yourself and really improve. I think that's it.
All right, thank you, Emily. All right, and then if we can have the front on this side. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Maggie Harper. I'm a freshman in high school, and just some things that our group mentioned that, other than what's already been said, about owning what you do, and as part of being adult, I think about this a lot. No one tells you what to do anymore. It's just all up to you. You can literally do whatever you want, which is sort of scary. So being on a sports team really helps you to understand what you want to do and not just what your parents tell you to do, because eventually no one's going to be telling you you have to go to this practice, you have to do this certain thing. It's going to be up to you, and if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. So you have to decide what you're going to pursue. We had an actress in our group, and she mentioned that at her school, it's not all about the star in plays and stuff, as people usually think about that it's all about the star. But in real life, it's not all about one person. It's all about the team, and there's got to be supporting people in the background, and it's not all about one person. So, yeah.
Thank you. All right, and then our last group, Teresa. Right here. Oh, you have two. Awesome. I love it. So if you ladies will both tell everyone your names and then give us anything you have left over.
My name's Taffy Lagarde, and I'm a freshman at Lakeland Women's Leadership Academy.
My name is Mia, and I go to Simpson Middle School, and I'm in 7th grade.
So we talked about respect, which I think was already touched upon, but just respect towards your elders and your open team members, and being open-minded when you're going into a situation. Also delegation, because they talked about if you're the person who's the leader, you have to be able to delegate and give up roles to different people around you. And then also responsibility, which is take your responsibility for yourself and for your other team members. And collaboration, which we already talked about.
Well, you have to be confident, because you have to know, you have to believe in yourself that you can do what you can do. And you have to be honest or nobody ever gonna trust you. And that's it.
Thank you. All right, and so we are going to, I'm just going to flip back to the beginning for just a minute. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. How did I skip you guys?
We were the middle crew. So
Oh, that's what it is. It's the shades. Lindsay is the shades.
we'll just go together.
You gotta go together. Thank you.
So, our group over here,
Okay.
this middle section.
And what's your name?
I'm sorry. My name is Nadia Shereen Moffat. I'm Executive Director for the Queens Foundation.
Okay.
And without being redundant, because a lot of the things were already stated, there were two main things or themes in our conversation. The word vision came up, and the word grit came up. I'm not sure if people are familiar with the word grit, but even statisticians are using this term now, figuring out ways to measure how people are able to pursue something consistently, even if they don't get the outcome right away. So it kind of goes with persistence and determination. But this is very important in life for girls, young women, to pursue their dreams even when they're told no 100 times. That can show up even in sports. The other is vision, planning, training, preparing yourself, pushing through the pain. That's very rigorous, and it takes a lot of dedication, and there has to be a plan. So vision. So vision and grit are two things that were main themes when we were talking.
Very good. My name is Carla Harper. I'm from Greensboro, and I'm Maggie's mother. So there's just two I'll bring up that I think haven't entirely been touched on. The first that was mentioned, sense of belonging. So being on a team gives you a sense that you can belong to something. So when you get out in the world, in a work environment, that you've already had experience that, yeah, there's a place for me. And the other, I think, grit, one in our group used the word mental toughness. So it is that ability to, in your head, because your brain doesn't know whether you're telling the truth or lying. So if you're saying, I can do this, versus I'm a loser or whatever it is. And then the final, I think is really good, is learning how to play the game. So understanding your role in the society or in a team and how to play. So, thanks.
Thank you, Lily. All right, and just a quick wrap up because we need to move on for time's sake. But just with all of the things we talked about, and we go back, even though we were just addressing sports, if you look at this and look at all the things that we talked about, the different characteristics for leadership, they all will fall in line with what we need to look at when we're talking about why girls matter, when we're talking about the status of girls in North Carolina and leadership.